What's going on, everybody? Hurricanedan here, coming at you today with a video on Pyke. So he was recently nerfed and changed up a little bit in patch 10.14, and so he was nerfed on his magic resist growth and his armor growth from 1.5 down to 1.25, and his armor growth was gutted pretty hard from 5 down to 3.5, but they buffed his Q and his E. And so their idea was to take him out of the mid lane, but then they put his damage up. So personally, I think Riot's main problem with the Pyke is his roam potential, so they did gut his W, his Ghost Water dive, from scaling from 40 to 60 down to 40 at all ranks, and so that was probably one of his biggest changes. For items, standard build, I think you're going to want to start Doran Shield all the time. Last patch, I was starting Longsword and Refill Pot to go into my, to rush Tiamat for the wave clear. But I have been running purely Doran Shield this patch because you need that extra little bit of tankiness and health regen in the early game. So you're going to want to rush Tiamat no matter what, you need that wave clear. So for this patch, I've been finding a lot of success going to lethality items first, and then after that moving into Death's Dance, and then either choosing between Guardian Angel or Dead Man's Plate, and then of course finishing with Ravenous Hydra since you already have your Tiamat and makes it nice and easy. For my second lethality item, I've honestly been bouncing in between Sanguine Blade and Dusk Blade. Sanguine Blade is nice because it gives you that extra attack speed and it gives you a bit of lifesteal, and that goes again well with your Death's Dance and your Ravenous Hydra by the end of the game. So basically, Pyke's bread and butter combo for standard trades. Once your Hail of Blades is up, you're gonna want to flash over, wait for the stun, auto, Q, and then swim away. As you can see, that does quite a bit of damage in this patch because again, they did buff his damage output for his abilities, which in my mind is absolutely crazy. One thing that you will want to do is slip in your Q in between the last two auto attacks. So once you proc your Hail of Blades, it'll be between auto attack 2 and 3. So to show you guys that, front flip over, swim away. And another thing is that if you know for sure that you're just going to want to get your standard trade and swim away, is if you front flip over them and you auto attack, you can Q as you walk away. That way you get the heck out of there before you take any unnecessary damage. Another thing people hardly ever expect. So you're going to want to E, auto attack, Q, flash, finish your two auto attacks. Another thing you can do is if you front flip in and someone predicts your front flip and they walk out of range of it, you can always flash to get that stun, especially if you know for sure you're going to get the kill. So let's say you accidentally did this way, you're like, oh no, flash. So one thing you'll want to know is that Pyke's Bone Skewer, his Q hook, always pulls at consistent distance. So one thing that is always very good to know is how far you will pull, especially when you're trying to get those executes off. So let's say you Q and you're walking away full distance and you're ready to R. One thing people often forget to remember is that his execute is a big X. So everyone's always trying to hit the middle, right? But what you want to be able to do is always predict where they're going to be walking. So let's say this guy wants to flash away, right? Normally people will flash in the direction they're walking. So if you see them walking in a straight line, you can normally guess they're going to flash forward. But if you watch here real fast, his distance will go from here to pretty much that right there, and if you flash that way, it covers that whole distance. Look at that. So what you want to be able to do, if you're walking at this guy and he's executable and you know that you're about to predict his flash, what you can do is alt here, that way no matter where he is, you're gonna get him. So try not to always alt someone right in the middle of the X, because that will set you up for those easy dodges, easy misses. One great way to get ahead with Pyke in the early levels, there are very few champs who can trade with him, especially level 1, with your E. So I normally start E in the mid lane, and what I'll do is essentially this here. Let's spawn a dummy. Let's say they're here, auto-attacking minions. I literally sit and wait in the bush till they're in a good spot. Walk in behind them. They normally rotate over here. Let me show you. They normally will rotate to this side of the minion wave. And then what you can then do is pretend, oh, look at me, auto-attacking minions. Boom, front flip on them. And so early game Pyke is so deadly and people don't realize it. So with Pyke, you don't always want to initiate with your W, because as soon as you do your W and you get close, they realize that you're close around, right? So what you want to be able to do is make sure they're in a good spot and then walk in unseen. Initiate with your Q, grapple forward, and if they try to run away from you, that's when you can get your execute. So unless the enemy laner is in normal vision of you, they don't get the proc that you're around, the shark fins that are swimming around. So right there would be normal vision, right? So you don't always want to engage with your W, or else they're gonna know that you're coming in and try to run back to tower or whatever have you. Again, a great combo to do, especially if you're playing from the bottom side up. You can always walk in from the top side, front flip over, auto attack, charge your Q, throw them back, and they're pretty much done for. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it or learned something new about Pyke, it would really help me out if you leave it a like and consider subscribing, as I'll be publishing weekly videos of dope video game stuff, not always going to be guides, but a variety of all things gaming. Again, I've been Hurricanedan. You can follow me on my Twitch channel at Hurricanedan Live. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video. I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Oh shoot, was that a quadra kill by Pyke? What? Oh yeah, that was me. That's what I'm talking about.